Oh, right. As he says, cautiously, wondering if there's going to be anything else out there cropping up for tonight. Let me see. I do need to double check my audio. Oh, yes, yes. My little icon is going there. So all is well on the audio front. All right. Once again, I am back. Take two. Oh, goodness. Yes, that was probably the shortest live stream I've ever done. That was probably all of what, 5 minutes? Ah, as I grab a quick drink here because the allergies are crazy. Mm. All right. So I hope you all make it back to my later than usual live stream. I keep telling myself, yes, I will stick to a schedule and start at 10 p.m. and go to midnight. Sometimes I just blow that right out the water. Hello there. Yes, I'm back. I am back. Get the cat thing. I'm waiting on kid. Oh goodness, yes, yes. No, I'm a normally my pets have all been outdoor pets. My cats, my dogs, they've all been outdoor pets. But when the coof happened, somebody dumped almost practically on my front doorstep these two little kittens, probably not even a year old. So I kind of inherited some kitty cats that were dumped on me. Right when the coof started off. I guess people were scared and stuff like, oh, uh, strangeness is going on throughout the land, and I don't know if I can support my pets. I might as well go and dump them off on somebody. And that's how I came across my first ever house cats. I've never had house cats before. I've had these two dumped on me. Of course, I kind of live out in the country in the sticks, so you got all that nonsense going on, and people just go, well, and we might as well just dump our pets off that we don't want to take care of anymore. And it's like, come on, people, be responsible. There are no kill shelters you can take your pets to, and they will rehome them. So, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of years with house cats. I've had outdoor cats. I've had outdoor doggies running around my yard, keeping things safe. Yeah, this is now cats, litter boxes, food bowls, kitty care. Yeah, yeah, people suck sometimes, don't they? Let me see. Double checking stuff. Got the new link on my Twitter feed. Hoping the people that caught my first live stream will come back. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I will wait a bit until I get going here. Let's see. I got a couple of lurkers in there. I want to thank you all for joining me, whether you're live in the chat or if you're lurking, or if this is your bedtime and you probably catch me on a replay. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. As I fumble my phone, making sure the volume is turned down. There it is. Let's see. My old place, I had folks drop off. Yeah, yeah. cat streams are, yes. I really should just make a little playscape and put a webcam there, so I can do like a live stream of the kitty cats playing. Oh yes, one of them approves of that notion. I really think that they get to a point where they just cannot stand being alone. I think I've got one of them that has separation anxiety. The others are perfectly fine. They'll be content on their own, but the other one is like, you cannot leave my eyesight. How dare you go to another room of the house? Let's see. Melted Copper, hello. Welcome back. The earlier live stream attempt, I had lemon pie. I had, who did I have? I've already forgotten what I've. Oh, Kill Rabbit from Space. He visited me earlier. I want to say hello to everyone out there. And I've been rambling on now for a little over 8 minutes. The rough topic for discussion for tonight is all the things I've picked up from conventions. Now, in Texas, there are a great many fan conventions, whether you're into, say, Comic-Con or anime conventions, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatnot. Of course, you get all kinds of random things and these swag bags they practically throw on you while you're standing for hours on end in line just to get your registration badge or your con badge or whatnot. Sometimes you go through the pre-reg online and you still have to wait for a con badge. You still have to wait in line to go through the check-in part and get your badge. Oh, all the while. Lemon Pie. Hello there. Hello again. Yes. How did things conclude with the kitty cat? Well, one of them has separation anxiety, and she has a hard time with me leaving the room. Sometimes she's cool. Sometimes she demands constant attention. So I go in there, make sure everything's fine with her, give her a lot of food in her food bowl, fresh water every day. Sometimes, well, my kitties have gone from like 2 to 4 now. I think I have a little kitty collective. I think my neighbors drive by, see me in my front yard mowing or something, and they see a kitty cat on my front porch and go, "Oh, look, he has cats. I wonder if he wants more cats. Let's give him our cats." So it's gotten kind of out of hand. I should like approach the county or something to be declared a animal shelter or something. Maybe I can get some funding that way. I don't know. But yeah, they're all good. They are being quiet. As he says under breath, they seem to be quiet so far. Okay. Yes. All is quiet on the Western Front. So let me get my camera going here as I do this. And then I do ba-ba. At one time, I had all of these kind of yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know yet. It seems to be quiet so far. Now, of course, as I was saying about, well, you go to any fan convention, they're going to load you up with these swag bags. You're there waiting in line to get your con badge. They give you these bags of odds and ends, not terribly useless stuff, but you got your program guides, little comic book schedules. I don't know how many anime conventions I've been to over the past dozen or so years before the coof hit. And being a pack rat type of person, I find that I keep everything. I don't know why. I keep things because it's kind of like memorabilia. Like, hey, I went to this convention. This convention was kind of cool. And I find myself keeping all these things. It's like you almost feel obligated in some ways to keep these because I look at these and I think somebody took the time to design the artwork, to design the typography, the designs, to go and have them printed. It's like, wow, you went through all that trouble. I might as well keep them. They are kind of interesting to think about all the work that went into them by the convention organizers or people promoting their own conventions. Hey, cool. Yeah, the entire gang is back. Very cool. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me again. You met Jeremy at a con. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I've volunteered for a number of conventions over the years. Let's see. Where do I want to start? This is Project Acon 27. I'll set that aside. Let's get kind of, I say get kind of organized here. I am not organized. Well, at one time I did have these kind of organized or made an attempt at organization. What is this? Oh, Acon 21. Oh yes, a random DC comic book, like all the things you get and swag bags. There's a little fan because everybody knows that the hotels and convention halls, it's like, do you guys turn the air conditioning off? Because it all of a sudden gets really, really, really warm and people start sweating. And then the con funk kicks in. And you get, I'm just going through these odds and ends. Like, I don't know what all is. Oh, yes. You get little advertisements for maid cafes and hostess clubs at the convention. I've never actually been to one of those. But yeah, it's just all these things. Like, I imagine they go to like dealers and go, hey, do you have any freebies we can like pass along to people who are waiting in line? What even is this? This is DC comic book Omega Man number 17. I mean, of all things I get in swag bags, this is, when is this printed? I'm not seeing it. Oh, 1984. Or is that 94? If I squint really hard, it looks like an 8. So I'm going to say 1984. Yay. What was your favorite con you went to? That is a good question. What do you guys, had you guys out there enjoy going to like anime conventions, Comic Cons where you live? All I know is Texas. I know a great many throughout Texas. I've been to a few in Louisiana, Texas, here around. Let's see, my favorite one, well, Akon. Akon in Dallas was really fun. I've been going to conventions for 12 or so years. And then the coof hit. I like collecting, I guess, memorabilia because I like to look back and think about the cons I've attended, kind of relive old memories, places I've been to, old friends I've hung out with. These program guides are really neat because they do a great job of telling you the who, the what, the where, the why. ACON 21, June 4th through the 6th, 2010. For those who don't know, I do believe ACON in Dallas is the longest running anime convention in the country. It's not the biggest, but it's the longest running. And it's here in good old Texas. Jumping from 2010 to 2016, ACON 27. Let's have a look here. We got the convention rules like don't do this, don't do that. Just generally be a decent human being for a change. No, I'm joking about that. Now, the amazing thing is some of these conventions can get pretty sizable, like 30,000 people, 40,000 people. I think ACON is one of those. Somewhere along here, they're going to have like their guests. Oh, that was a pretty huge site. This was a fun location for ACON. They quickly outgrew that. I mean, you know you're at a good convention when from one year to the next they outgrow the convention space. Oh, here we go. The voice actors. Let's see. Oh, hello, DJ Ronnie G. Hello there. A Darth Vader mask still counts as a mask at a con in 2020, he says. Yes, yes. I have not been to a convention since the COOF started because I had to cut back on my convention going. Oh, there's their cosplay guests. Cosplay guest. Oh, steampunk guest. Airship Isabella. Ben Hamby. Authors. Industry guests. I will say this about ACON. ACON was a great convention. I was at an ACON when the special effects lead for Babylon 5 was there. If going by memory, I want to say his name was Ron Thornton. He passed away not too long ago, unfortunately, but it was interesting catching him there at a panel discussion where he was talking about Babylon 5 and what went into the special effects for Babylon 5. I'm going to set this aside. Let's see. Those of you who like steampunk type music, there was a steam powered giraffe. I caught them at a con many years back. I don't know why this. I wouldn't think this would be in. It says Wizard. This has to be from something else. But it was great seeing steam powered giraffe at an A-Con. Anyone here ever tried Dragon Con? No, I keep hearing about Dragon Con, about how massive it is, and it's basically one giant party con. I've got many friends who have been to it, but I've never had the opportunity to make the trek to it. There's quite a few out of state cons that I've never had the opportunity of going to. Let's see. Oh, this was fun. This was Wizard World Comic Con coming to Austin. I made the trek to Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas, the Austin Convention Center, 2010. Adam West and Burt Ward. So I was actually able to catch them at a panel discussion. Let's see, what is this? No, it does not fold out. I thought it might have been a bifold. Media guests: Lee Majors, Lindsay Wagner, Ray Park, Richard Anderson, Adam West, Burt Ward, Akihiro Kitamura, Ashley Williams, Ashlyn Yinny, Nicholas Brandon, Claire Kramer, Lou Ferrigno, Kevin Nash, Christina Loken, Billy D. Williams, Walter Koenig, Peter Mayhew, Jill Gerard. This was a very fun Comic Con. I'm not a very big fan of Comic Cons. I much prefer the anime conventions and how they're run. But yeah, this was pretty fun. It was fun catching those guests and panels, listening to them talk about stuff. Oh yes, Wag is the Bionic Woman. Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah, Lindsay Wagner. Yep. There we go. And my camera will focus on that. Would have loved to have seen Killer Rabbit from Space saying you would have loved to have seen the $6 Million Man cast. Yeah. Years and years ago, I missed it. I'm still kicking myself for missing it. But there was a convention in Galveston, Texas called, what was it? Galaxy Con. It was like the cast for Babylon 5. And also, I believe it shared space with another convention the same weekend, same venue, which amazing how that worked out. But it was like Battlestar Galactica. So you had Babylon 5 and Battlestar Galactica casts and the same convention on the same weekend, or as like big convention hall. So half of it was like Babylon 5, and then the other half was Battlestar Galactica. If I heard that right, I could be wrong about that. Somebody could have just been pulling my leg about that, but that would have been a blast to go to. OniCon took, as far as I know, still going. OniCon is a small yet fun anime convention on Galveston, Texas. Practically right on the beach, so you can quite literally step outside the convention hall and walk across the street, and you're on Galveston Beach. That was a fun convention. I quite enjoyed OniCon. Let's see. Oh, IkiCon. IkiCon takes place in Austin, Texas. Heart of Texas Convention, anime. Killer Rabbit saying, sounds like nerd heaven. Yes. DJ Ronnie G sounds pretty sweet. Yeah, OniCon on the beach, fun convention, And if you're into cosplay photography, if you enjoy lugging a massive camera around and working with cosplayers, getting cool photos, a beach location was really cool for cosplay photography. Let's see, IkiCon is a pretty enjoyable convention. It pretty much starts off the convention season. It starts off in January. Haven't been to it in, oh goodness, 5 years now. 5 years, six, feels like forever. But it's in Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas. Very large anime convention, anime and pop culture, as it says here. A lot of stuff happening in Austin, Texas, which is pretty cool. Kind of give you an idea. They have switched venues since then. This is the old venue. They have actually grown to a location actually north of Austin, Texas, and Round Rock, a pretty sizable town called Round Rock, Texas. Get some of the cosplay guests there. Then they have the IkiCon fashion show. So you get designers creating whatnot, and then you have cosplayers take part in the fashion show, which is pretty cool. I've caught a few of those, and it was pretty neat. Of course, you always get, and these guides, you always get like the map for the convention hall, artist alley, things like that. You get local businesses advertising wherever you are. You got the staff there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Free. Batman Earth 1. The things you find in swag bags. Let's see, an older IkiCon program guide. No, this is, what is this, same one? Why are there two different covers? 2017, 2017. That is odd. Okay, an older 2012 IkiCon 7. Yeah, Kill Rabbit saying that pile of stuff really looks and sounds like some great memories. Yes. If you ever have a chance to hit up a anime convention or a fan convention, for those of you out there who do like attending conventions in your area, it's always a blast. And then these little freebie cards that are like all over the place. They're like, here, come to our convention, or no, come to our convention. Here you go. This will remind you of our convention. This is Anime Overload, a smaller convention, also takes place in Austin. Austin has become a pretty sizable hub for fan conventions. This is, what is this? Anime Fest 2008. I've never been to this one. Where is it? Where does it take place? Anime Fest. I want to say it's Houston. No, Dallas. Anime Fest in Dallas. It's hard for me sometimes to get up to Dallas. I usually make, well, back when I was going to conventions, I would make the trip from where I was at the time all the way up to Dallas for ACON, which was a pretty sizable convention. Can't Stop the Serenity 2008. Alamo Draft House. I guess I was like for a screening of Serenity. Anime CTX 2019. This might have been one of the last conventions I attended before the COOF. Pretty fun, yet very, very small convention. We're talking a couple of thousand, 3,000, 4,000. Not sizable, but quite enjoyable. Let's see. 2019. Of course, there's like the little dealer map, dealer's room, main events, your hotel. The interesting thing about this is it was right next to a dead mall. So if you ever got tired of the convention, you could like walk across a parking lot and you'd be right next to this dead mall that you could like walk around and go, wow, this place is really dead. It's so dead that the particular mall is not around anymore. It's been demolished and turned into something else. There's their voice guest actors, guest cosplayers. Let's see. Brown Coat Ball 2008. Let's see. The closest I come to a con is watching parts of Star Wars Celebration online. Yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody. I was going through to them quite a bit. I remember, let's see, in the 90s, mid 90s, they weren't huge conventions, not like we have now. They, a comic book convention at that time was like just somebody renting out a hall at a hotel room, and it would be comic book stores setting up tables and their booths and putting up long box after long box. So you could walk around, look at toys, look at long boxes, flip through long boxes, find a good deal on some comic books you were wanting. But that was in the 90s. That was before anybody ever heard of this thing called cosplay, which has taken over just about every convention I can think of. What is this? This is A-Con 19, 2008. Let's see, who was at this? 2008. That was some time ago. All the program guides are always all about the same. They've got your hotel layout, your convention layout, where to find food, which is always fun, exhibit hall, dealer's room. Some of them will have extra stuff like musical guests, special panel discussions. If you keep up with an industry guest and anime and you want to listen to them discuss things in the industry, you can always catch an interesting panel. You can catch they also have gaming schedule. A lot of them have video rooms where they play like entire runs of anime series, like almost 24 hours a day, some of them. There's an advertisement for MechaCon. That is, what is MechaCon? That was Louisiana, if I recall. Yes, Lafayette, Louisiana. I caught a few of these because there were some that were interesting, like getting into uh, the industry as a writer. As there are some things geared toward artists. Oh, special guest Shinichi Watanabe. Very cool. Musical guest Versailles. I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Seeing Versailles in concert. Oh, here's our musical guests and voice actors. Some of the larger conventions will have a great many. Oh, here we go. Writers. Okay, I'm starting to remember some of these. I might have caught some of these their panels on getting into the industry as a writer. Yeah, writers, artists guests, because you're always going to have artist alley, artist and gaming guests. You're always going to have the dealer's room area, artist alley. Oh, Antarctic Press. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's cool. So that was a con in Dallas, Texas in 2008. Let's see. DJ Ronnie G saying a decent con movie is 2001 an anime odyssey. Oh, okay. So like a documentary on the convention scene? I don't believe I've heard of that one. That's cool. That might be just a little bit before I got into anime conventions. Now, this I got from, I don't know where I got this. This is an Acon press kit. What is in this? Not much to it. It's like your schedule highlights. Well, that's kind of underwhelming for the Acon press kit. Ooh, Anime Matsuri. Anime Matsuri is a Houston, Texas based anime con, and there is nothing in this little binder. Oh well, I know I've got stuff around here because to my right is like a couple of big binders that I've tried to make an attempt at organizing things. Anime Matsuri, it's been controversial over the years. Mainly because they're one of the few anime conventions around that will still have Vic Mignogna as a guest. Uh, Unfortunate series of events surrounding Vic Mignogna, whose name I always stumble over, Vic Mignogna, an anime voice actor who was drummed out of the industry simply on allegations. If you know anything about anime, you know who he is. But yeah, he was drummed out of, lost all of his voice acting work. Oh well, here it is right here. This is a flyer for San Japan 1.5 way back in 2008. Oh, San Japan is an anime convention that takes place in San Antonio, Texas. Let me catch up with the chat here. Yes, it's a documentary. Oh, cool, cool. So 2001 Anime Odyssey is a documentary. You found it on YouTube by accident. Very cool. Enjoyed it. It's a silent A. Vic Ignat and yep, like filet. Mignon. Okay, cool. I don't know why I'm stumbling over. I always do this. Sometimes I can nail his last name and pronounce it with no problem. Sometimes I stumble all over it. but it's this fellow right here. This was back before he was unfortunately blacklisted. It's also something that was quite divisive among fans. Like he was either guilty of sin or he was not guilty of anything. It's you either support him or you don't. And he was run out of work, so on, so on. And that's all I'm going to say about that. San Japan. This was a fun convention. If you're ever in Texas and you want to go to an anime convention, look up San Japan. I quite enjoyed that. Great location in San Antonio, Texas, right on the famous River Walk. Always a blast. So yeah, Ikicon, San Japan, Acon, Anime Matsuri. There's quite a few that are quite enjoyable in Texas throughout the year. This is Ikicon 2012. Why do I have so many of these? What is going on here? 2017 program book. 2017. Okay. 2017 programs. Sometimes I just don't know why I've got some of them. I don't have to be such a pack rat, but I am. Delta H Con. I've never actually been to this convention. I've heard about it over the years. Delta H Con. I believe it was Houston, Texas. I've known some people who have attended it, and they said they really enjoyed it. I've never been to it myself, so I really can't say. Oh, this one I actually have a layout for their autographs. Like you can find your favorite anime voice artist or industry guest and get their autograph, maybe get a picture taken with them. There's some exhibitors, floor layouts. So yeah, you get an idea that all program guides are all about the same. Anime CTX, Anime Austin, 2019, 2016. These were fun little conventions. Two different conventions here. I'm going to cover up that QR code because I don't know if it's going to do anything or not. Anime CTX, Anime Austin. I actually believe they shared the same venue, the same location. Very small conventions, but they were quite enjoyable. Sometimes you can have just as much fun at a small convention as you can at a large one. Now, this is a very smallish program guide for Ikicon in 2010. Ikicon has always been quite enjoyable. Now, this is very smallish. Before they went on to, you can get kind of an idea of how program guides progress over the years from 2010 to 2012. Quite thicker, a lot of stuff going on. And what is this guy? I want to open this up off camera in case there is questionable content, which I have no idea what that is. Oh, this looks like a Acon 25. Okay. Oh, this is, I don't know how I got a hold of these. An Acon press packet. Like if you manage to get to a convention and you can get yourself into there on a press badge, they will give you like these little packets of stuff saying, oh, this is our convention. This is what all's going on. Oh, yes. Here we go. Acon 25. the nation's longest running anime convention, June 6th through the 8th, 2014, 10 years ago almost, at the Hilton Anatole, Dallas, Texas. So 25 years of ACON, the longest running anime convention in the country, which is pretty cool. It's not the biggest. It's not the biggest. That probably takes place in California. Let me flip to the guests here to see. You got Artist Alley, you got the exhibit hall, dealer's room. Dealer's room sometimes are really massive. Babel Entertainment. Main programming and musical events. Their Friday night concerts. They have concerts. They have musical guests, bands that sometimes provide entertainment. Then you have DJs for the late night raves. Then, of course, the big draw is always on Saturdays for the cosplay contest, when all the cosplayers who put their blood, sweat, and tears into their cosplays throughout the year get all dressed up in their favorite cosplay and compete in the cosplay contest. J-pop and music programming. Is this the one where I saw steam-powered giraffe? I don't know if it is or not. Oh, Masquerade Ball. Masquerade Balls are pretty neat. I think that was something new that slowly happened or slowly spread from one anime convention to another. Hotel. That was a pretty nice hotel. Oh, look at that. That's neat. So it's like a hotel with multi-level, well, not a multi-level, multi-level artist alley, gaming room and whatnot. You have multiple atriums in the hotel. So it is a lot of walking throughout the hotel and convention space. And amazingly, Acon outgrew that hotel, but that was a nice hotel. As I keep flipping through Acon 25 program guide. Musical guests, Rain. Voice actors. There's your voice actors for Acon 25. Your artists. Industry guests. Always interesting seeing who shows up at these conventions from the industry. Artists. Writers. Always nice to see a good crop of writers show up. So yeah, that was interesting. That was Acon 25, and of course I got 24. Here's more OniCon program guides. 2011, 2015, 2016. OniCon being the convention in Galveston, Texas, right on the beach. Much smaller, but quite enjoyable. Let's see. Odds and ends here, you get like these little things like this in your swag bag. They push on you like, here's MechaCon. Here's all these conventions that are coming up. A little ash can comic book. Speed grapher, a little sealed pack of cards. Oh, all right. As I rush through these, RealmsCon. Never been to RealmsCon. I believe that was in Houston. Voltron. Okay. Anime Overload, San Japan, number 5, Mach 5, 2012. Oh, here we go. This was fun. Wizard World Austin Comic Con, November 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 2013. Austin Convention Center. Guests include Juliet Landau, James Marsters, Kelly Hugh, Norman Reedus, Michael Rooker, Jason David Franks, Lou Ferrigno, and Stan the Man Lee. That was fun. Being within sight of Stan Lee when I don't actually know if it was his birthday, but I could have sworn that over the PA, the organizers went over the PA throughout the entire convention and said, this happens to be Stan Lee's birthday, and join us in wishing him a happy birthday, which I thought that was kind of neat. I honestly do not know. Hang on, I can actually find out. I am at my computer on the interwebs. I can find out Stan Lee's birthday. No, it was December 28th. His birthday was December 28th. Okay, so it wasn't, that was kind of weird. They're doing something over the PA system over the entire convention, saying, everybody cheer on Stan Lee. And it's like, I was within earshot, and it was like, oh, that's cool. I was actually a few tables away from, well, a few table lengths away from him, so I could see his reaction as they announced Stan Lee as special guest, and everybody please cheer him on. So it was quite fun seeing his face light up and whatnot. And it's just, it might have been like a preemptive birthday wish because his birthday being in December and he was there in Austin on November. So that could have been the deal for it. I just thought that was really interesting. Let's see. Another IkiCon. Now, all these YuleCon, 2008 YuleCon, that was up in Dallas, Fort Worth. Very small Christmas themed convention. Took place at the end of the year in December. It's kind of interesting. If you're in Texas and you're catching anime conventions, it's nice that the whole anime convention season starts off in January with IkiCon, goes throughout the year with your various conventions like San Japan, Anime Fest. Talk about things you get in swag bags. Little fans like, oh, it's hot standing in a line and yammering on about your favorite anime or manga. But yeah, it's year round. At one time I had seen a list of all the anime conventions throughout the state, and it was like near 100. I don't know how many conventions there are going on right now, but yeah, at one time it was a huge list. like easily 2 or 3 every month. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh yeah, yeah. This is fun. I also collect all of my con badges, but I don't really feel the need to show those off. Ah, Melted Copper saying, now that I'm toying with live streaming, I might actually leave my fortress and attend things for the first time. Oh, yes. Yeah. Since the coof happened, yeah. I was hitting up a great many. Wow, this is my attempt at trying to organize all these little cards and whatnot. Anime Overload, San Japan, Ikicon. I attended a great many Ikicons. Anime Austin, Anime Matsuri, Louisiana Anime Matsuri, Louisiana Alamo City Comic Con, which I've never been to. MechaCon. I don't think I've been to that one. I've been to a couple in Louisiana, which have always been quite enjoyable. So yeah, I'll even collect these little flyers for conventions I've never been to, just because one, they look neat, and two, it's kind of sad to see these things left behind after a convention closes, and they kind of like litter the the area. As I'm flipping through, making sure these are safe to share with everyone. Yeah, Anime Austin. Oh, Wizard World Austin Comic Con 2013. We had Doctor Who. So I guess that was a Doctor Who themed Wizard World. There's Wizard World 2014. OniCon 2012. Anime Fest 2010. Very nice, pretty sizable little booklet there. Anime Matsuri information book. OniCon 2013, 2015. Anime CTX 2018. Anime Matsuri 2015. 2013 Anime Matsuri, downtown Houston. Yeah, Houston has this humongous convention center. It is a huge convention center. And Anime Matsuri takes over the whole thing. The next comparable thing would be San Japan, because there's a pretty sizable convention center in San Antonio, Texas, that San Japan also takes over. Now, what I'm going to share with you all next is probably the greatest bit of swag I have ever picked up at a convention. To set the scene, this is a Acon in Dallas, Texas. Not this particular Acon 24. It was well before that. It was like 2009, 2010. I forget. Could have been 2011. But there I was walking around Project Acon in Dallas, Texas, somewhat aimlessly on the first day, as you are oft to do when you don't have any place in particular to head to between panels. And there I was walking around, kind of trailing behind a group of friends at the time, making my way through the crowds, when all of a sudden, this one young woman dressed oddly, I say oddly for an anime convention because this was before I knew what steampunk was. So there was this young woman dressed in steampunk attire, went right past me, stopped, looked at me, and thrust this DVD in my hand, saying, "Here, take this. It's important." And before I could go, "Huh? What?" she disappeared off into the crowd. So, what that DVD was that she gave me was this one right here. Dr. Steele, World Emperor, Building a Utopian Playland, a propaganda film by Dr. Phineas Waldorf Steele. Now, what this is a pretty clever bit of promotion and advertising. Dr. Steele was a individual, a musician whose stick or theme for his act was Dr. Steele, steampunk performer. He had like his own band, and he would like sing hard rock themes, steampunk music, songs, whatnot. This was great. You can actually find these videos on YouTube. The disc includes Building a Utopian Playland, a 8-minute propaganda film, the Dr. Steele Show, a live musical performance, extended interviews with Dr. Phineas Waldorf Steele, and a promotion spot says, "Shake hands with Dr. Steele," and a dancing monkey. Back and forth, side to side. Ah, Melted Copper. You were familiar with Dr. Steele, I take it. Yeah, his stick wasn't, he wasn't quite a failed toy maker, but he was like a mad genius, mad scientist type, bent on becoming emperor of the world. So we've got the Dr. Steele Manifesto here, which is a laugh. It's like this. This message has been brought to you by Dr. Steele and your local division of toy soldiers. And remember, Dr. Steele is your friend. Dr. Steele is your bestest friend in the whole world. Be Dr. Steele's friend at myspace.com/Dr. Steele. This is crazy. Melted Copper saying you had a sticker on your car back long, long time ago. Yes. Very cool. Yeah, there was this young woman stopped me in the crowd, thrust this DVD into my hand, and said, "Here, take it. It's important." And then she just disappeared off into the crowd before I could say anything like, "Yeah, what is this about?" I stuck this deep down in my swag bag with all the other program guides and junk and stuff you get at conventions. I didn't think about it until after that weekend, after I got home and kind of decompressed after the convention, going through my grab bag and swag bag, and pulled this out and thought, well, this is odd. Might as well put this in the DVD player and see what it's about. It is hilarious. If you've never seen the Dr. Steele Building a Utopian Playland, you should look it up. It's easily found on YouTube. The manifesto here. Let me read some of this. Introduction, as Dr. Steele starts off. Hello, my name is Dr. Phineas Waldorf Steele, trademark, and I'm crazy. At least that's what they tell me. It's a real load off my mind, too. I mean, you can get away with pretty much anything if you're bonkers. it really relieves a lot of pressure and responsibility for me. And it just goes on. His little manifesto is this really entertaining diatribe about him wanting to be world emperor, and you have to watch out for the Illuminati and uh, space aliens, reality engineers. It's all the kooky conspiracy woo woo stuff that you could think of put into a manifesto on a single side of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. This is honestly a clever bit of marketing. Like, if you want to market yourself as a world emperor or future world emperor who wants to build a utopian playland and recycle old blockbuster cases for your propaganda DVDs, this is a hoot. This is probably the absolute best bit of swag I've ever picked up at a convention. Of all things, like comic books, fans, packets of tissue paper to blow your nose with that are themed from the particular anime convention. This is it. This is like the pinnacle of convention swag. It's kind of sad that the individual retired from Dr. Steel. I think he's gone on to do something else. He's doing like antique restoration, which is pretty cool in itself. But yeah, Dr. Steel was great while it lasted. Like I said, check him out on YouTube. It's really, really entertaining, and you get a gist, the gist of what he was about, his steampunk style shtick to his act. It was really, really entertaining. Let's see. I've been rambling on here for over an hour. It is 1:07 my time. What do I want to touch on? I was touching on all things convention, anime, and whatnot, and I touched on well, okay, that's within reach of my desk. I am going to do something pretty spiffy and end tonight's live stream on what can I reach? The subject: cosplay photography. Oh, hang on one second here. As I get up from my desk and carry this massive, massive stack of books over and sit back down. All right. So if you've been to any fan convention, any anime convention for any period of time over the past 10 or so years, whew, that was a huge stack of books there. Oh, it's ending. You seem to strike some random stuff, like always. A pleasure. Yeah, I'm going to go for maybe 10 more minutes and then wind things up on the subject of cosplay photography, because that's kind of related to conventions. And then I'm going to go like another 10, 15 minutes and then wrap it up for tonight. Because morning will come early for me, and I've got a pretty full day tomorrow. But yeah, I'll end it up pretty soon. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight, even after my first attempt at going live tonight. That was, again, the shortest live stream I have ever done, I do believe. And then I picked it up again right after that. Yeah, all the things, interesting things you've come across during conventions is if you go to like Comic-Con or any anime convention, you'll see tons and tons of cosplayers running around, and then you will see a good trail of cosplay photographers trailing behind them. Cosplay photographers, the people carrying the big cameras with the big lenses, taking all the photos. Some of them work for the conventions, some of them are freelance professional photographers, and some of them are hobbyist photographers. So there I was checking out different cosplay photo books. I was flipping through this one earlier, and this one's not, I hate to say, but unfortunately, this one is not very good. Yeah, I don't want to share that one. That's not good. Cosmode, Make It, Wear It, Live It, the Glamour issue. They have cosplayer photo gallery, cosplay event photos. So yeah, you have journalists covering conventions, taking photos of cosplayers. You have again cosplay guests, because cosplay is something that has just over the past 10-15 years it's exploded in the American convention scene, or at least exploded in Texas. I'm guessing it's happened throughout the rest of the country, any place outside of Japan. So yeah, you've got fans who love anime and they want to dress up like their favorite anime character. That's pretty fun. That was pretty fun. Catch up with the chat. Lemon Pie, thanks for the stream. Oh, you're very welcome. I'll go through these books pretty quick and then wrap it up because I'm starting to feel myself dragging. I started checking out different photographers because in Texas, there are a great many cosplay photographers out there. These people, I don't believe this person's in Texas. Some of these aren't, some of them are. Let me catch up with the chat. Cosmode, yep. YouTube shorts, the cats, yep. Let's see, this one is 1,000 incredible costume and cosplay ideas. Showcase of creative characters from anime, manga, video games, movies, comics, and more. Curated, let's see, 1,000 incredible costume and cosplay ideas brings costuming fans and enthusiasts a broad and detailed glimpse into the ingenious artistry and attention to detail behind some of the most fabulous costumes you can find. Curated by international model, costume designer, and cosplay ambassador Yaya Han, along with Alison de Blasio and Joey Masochi of Dr. Grimm Laboratories. You'll see amazing work from both popular convention goers and professional crafters as this book walks you through scads of your favorite characters. So yeah, I just find it interesting that people will take the time to not only cosplay, but they will go through and spend hours, days, weeks, months designing the cosplay. Sometimes, from what I've been told, a lot of the costume ideas, they do not have patterns to work from. So they have to create the costume from scratch. Some of them do, some of them don't. If you cosplay yourself, then you probably agree with what I'm saying. It's a great deal of attention. It's a tremendous amount of time and energy and effort you put into a cosplay. Okay. The last two books were by this fella I met a number of years ago, Ejin, and I don't want to butcher his name, Ejin Chuang. Anyway, this photographer, Ejin, produced these books, these rather sizable books, Cosplay in America. Now, these are really cool. If you like photography, if you like the artistry behind photography, the work and all that goes into photography. I mean, you might even be a photographer yourself. You might even be a cosplay photographer who enjoys going to the conventions. This is produced by Egan, as he's traveled throughout the U.S., gone to a great many conventions, setting up a little photo booth, a little backdrop, and some lighting, and he's taken photos of all the cosplayers he's met and became acquainted with at a great many conventions. And he's produced, this was his first book that he produced, where he talked about cosplay in America. Got a nice forward here. Introduction. There was a bit where he was talking about becoming acquainted with the cosplayers and getting to know some of them. Then between his first book and his second book, he went back a few years later. This is 2016. So this was like 2014 or 2015. Then 2016, he went back, interviewed the cosplayers, chatted them up, covered more conventions, more events, kind of did like a day in the life of sort of thing, or followed them around as they went through the process of what was involved in their creations. Really, really interesting. All of the energy and effort that goes into cosplay, it's just amazing. Then I've had the opportunity a few times to actually hang out with him and chat with him. He's a very cool individual, very interesting. I don't know if he goes to the conventions. Well, I haven't been to a convention in like 5 or 6 years, so I imagine he's still around. Conventions are still going on. Someday I might go back to the anime convention scene and get back into it. It's just, for me, I feel like I've almost taken a good sized break from the whole convention scene. After like a dozen or so years, then the coof happened. Things started shutting down. I kind of took a break from stuff. I'll always have all these to look back on with fond memories like, oh, this convention was cool, or that convention was cool. Oh, I enjoyed this one. Oh, I enjoyed that one as well. Or I met this guest here. I met that guest there. Let's see. As I get close to the hour and a half mark, I want to wrap things up, and I want to shout out to everyone who joined me tonight. I want to thank you all for my randomness here. That is quickly becoming my Monday live streams. Incredibly random, all over the place. My Wednesday live streams, I try to be a little bit more organized to a certain topic, maybe news of the week or something. Then my Saturday afternoon live streams are all things comic books and comic book related. Then, of course, Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm hanging out on Comic Relief Crusaders live streams. Let's see. Suzanne Eckstein, you're back. Yes, yes. And the kitty cats have been quiet all this time. They have been so quiet. Yes, Melted Copper, hello. Thanks for joining me. Have you ever picked up the flu or cold from conventions? Yes, the con crud. I love. I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. So I myself, I load up on vitamin C and D and all that, and I take like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day and kind of get my immune system boosted up for a 3 or 4 day convention. So yeah, I do that and kind of try to live healthy. So yeah, I have never really had a big flu or cold from a convention. So what I do may not work for everyone. So follow the advice of your family doctor or medical professional, because I'm not one. I take vitamins and kind of watch stuff. Let's see, lemon pie. Hello. Killer rabbit from space. Yes. Yes. DJ Ronnie G. Let's see as I scroll down the chat. Scrolling. Keep the chat rolling. Melted Copper, DJ Ronnie G, Lemon Pie. Hope you all enjoyed it. And everybody's saying their good nights. Lemon Pie. Good night, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It has been a blast. Let's see, as I bring things to a close, nearing that hour and a half mark, feel free to drop, if you go to fan conventions, feel free to drop ones that you have enjoyed. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. You got a favorite convention or con story you've enjoyed, or something you've seen at a convention, feel free to comment on the video. Let me know, because I'd like to know about it. That would be cool. I've shared quite a bit here for tonight, all the stuff I've enjoyed over the years. Texas is huge for the convention scene. I mean, paraphrasing that line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they go, oh, space is huge. Oh, you might think it's a long way to the corner market, but space is massive. Yes, Texas is huge. Texas has a huge convention scene. If you're not in Texas and you've never been to a anime convention in Texas, look one up. If you ever visit the state, check out the anime conventions throughout the state of Texas. The ones I've talked about some tonight have been some of my favorites. Iggy San Japan, Anime Matsuri, A-Con, Oni-Con. Haven't been to a Comic-Con, Wizard World Comic-Con in some time, but yeah, lots of great ones throughout the state. Anime convention scene is huge. Fan convention scene is huge. There's always something going on every month of the year, every weekend almost. Let's see. Did I say hi to everyone? I don't want to leave anybody out. I believe I've gotten everyone. And before I find myself dragging off, falling asleep at the keyboard, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Until next time, everyone, catch you all later.